Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. I'm Karen Mashers, and today we're going to really get into the holidays. Today we'll be making hot crab dip, salad on a stick, bacon wrapped chestnuts, candied pecans, and savory mixed nuts. We've got an added surprise, buttermilk ranch dressing with snow peas and sweet pea pods. The first thing that we're going to make is a wonderful crab dip that you can have on hand in your refrigerator and just heat it up if guests arrive. These are the ingredients you'll need for the hot, creamy crab dip. So let's start. I've got 2½ blocks of cream cheese that's softened. We're going to put that right in the bowl. Okay. I've got ½ cup of Miracle Whip, and this is a recipe that really requires that you use Miracle Whip. So let's get that right there. And 2 tablespoons of horseradish, and if you like it a little hotter, you can use a little more than that. I like the flavor so much that I usually fudge and put a little bit more in there. Now we're going to blend these 3 together until it gets nice and creamy. Get it all mixed together so you've got a real good base. Now, I've got about 16 ounces of white lump crab meat, and you can use either fresh or frozen or canned. And I have used canned. I have drained it, and I've got it ready to go in. So let's make sure this is a little bit higher up. Get it nice and mixed in. Real simple, real easy, and great to have on hand. All right, that's nice and creamy. Get all that out of there. Okay, now I'm going to put in my crab meat. And I always like to take a fork and just stir it around and push that right in to your mixture. This is where we're going to stir it, because that crab meat has a tendency to get into the beater blades, and you just want to incorporate this crab meat into the cream cheese. Okay, that looks great. Now, let's take some Old Bay, about a tablespoon. You can put more in it if you'd like. It's really seasoned to taste. Give it a good stir, get it all mixed up. And I've got an oven-proof casserole dish that I have already put a light coat of grease in. And all we have to do now is bring this over and take a look. We're going to put this right in the casserole dish. It's going to go into a 350 oven, and you'll notice that it'll start to brown on the edges, a little bit on the top, and that's when it's ready. About 35 minutes, somewhere in that general vicinity. Depends on your oven. Okay, we're going to get this all out of the bowl. Spread it around, make sure it touches the edges, and give it a little flip of the spoon to make an interesting design on the top. And now I'm going to take just a tiny bit of paprika, sprinkle a little bit on the top, and this is going to go right in that 350 oven. Here we go. Let's pop it in and get it ready. Now we need to make sure we look at that time. 35 minutes or until it's brown on the edges. Let's go over here. My next treat is something that's just about addictive. It's water chestnuts wrapped in bacon. Bacon wrapped water chestnuts have these ingredients. It's got a sweet sauce that goes over the top. And what I've got is about ½ pound of bacon, and I'm going to cut it in thirds. And I'm going to put my brown sugar, got a cup of packed brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar right on the sugar, and 2 cups of ketchup, because we want this to start really melting together. All right, give it a good stir. Get that ketchup mixing with that brown sugar. And we're just going to let that sit while we do our water chestnuts. Water chestnuts really aren't nuts at all. They are a water tuber, and they're grown in Asia. You know that they're in a whole lot of Chinese, Japanese, Thai cooking. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a piece of bacon, wrapping it around the water chestnut, and I'm attaching it on the flat side with a toothpick, and it goes right into my casserole dish. Okay, let's keep going here. Doesn't take very long to do, and I can guarantee you that anybody who tastes it will absolutely love it. We're going to finish this up after we have a word from our sponsors. I should have this done. So we'll see you back in a few minutes.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Since 1957, Food Lion has been offering the highest quality products at low prices with great service. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
Welcome back. Now, while you were gone, I've done all my water chestnuts. Now, this is 1 can of water chestnuts drained with ½ pound of bacon. So if you need to make more, just double the recipe. All right, my ketchup mixture is all nicely melded together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this over the top of the water chestnuts, and I'm going to do my best to avoid the toothpicks. Get it all in here. Want to make sure that all of the bacon is covered. And this is going to go into a 350 oven, about 35-45 minutes. You'll know when it has bubbled up nicely that it's ready to go. All right, nearly got it all. I'm going to go around the edges. And I've done a pretty good job of avoiding those toothpicks. Okay, got it all in. Now give it a nice little shake so everything is covered. And we're going to put this right in the same oven with the crab dip. Scoot that over just a little bit, and that's done. Now, something that I love that you can make to give as a gift and is always wonderful to have on hand are spiced pecans. And they're so expensive in the stores, and they're so easy and quick to make. For candied spiced nuts, you'll need let's start with 4 cups of pecans, whole pecans. Now, I need to get an egg white, and I'm using a room temperature egg. Nice egg white. And I'm going to save that yellow. I've got just a touch of shell in there. Every time that happens, just have to pick it out and wash my hands. All right, 1 tablespoon of water goes into the egg white. And we're going to whip this around until it gets nice and frothy. The one thing you want to make sure is when you pour the egg white with the water over your pecans, that all of the pecans get wet. And this seems like really a small amount to put in, but it does the job. Okay, see how that's nice and bubbly? Let's pour that right in. Get rid of that. This is where hands come in. Just get your hands in there and make sure those pecans are nice and wet. So simple, so easy, and so delicious. Okay, all wet. Let's get the hands washed off. And now, all we have to do is take our cinnamon and our cloves, nutmeg, about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and I love to grind fresh nutmeg. That's one of my favorite. In the recipe, it calls for lemon peel. I also add some orange peel in there too. And I use the dried kind because it works well with the recipe. We're going to mix this all around in my container. Get it nice and mixed up. And then it goes right on top. We're going to get a big spoon and mix it up just so every nut is coated. Gosh, that cinnamon smells wonderful. The clove mixtures makes you think about the holidays. All right, and we want all of that to be on those nuts, so it takes just a second to make sure we've got it going. Real simple step. Get a flat pan. You can use a baking tray of any size, just so it fits. And we're going to just dump the nuts right on the baking tray. You don't have to grease it at all. Spread them out. And this is going to go in a 225 oven for an hour. And every 15 minutes, we've got to turn them. So you'll need a big spatula to turn them. Get them all so they're one layer. And they're ready to go in the oven. All right, one batch ready to go. We're going to have a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back to make some savory nuts.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Shallotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. For over 25 years, the Holden Brothers Farm Market has specialized in the freshest locally grown produce on their 250 acres in Shallotte. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
Okay, we've got our crab dip in the oven, we've got our bacon wrapped chestnuts in the oven, we've got our sweet candied pecans in the oven. Now let's go nuts. For savory mixed nuts, these are the ingredients you need. we've got mixed nuts. We've got a pound. And these nuts are lovely and savory, and they have the wonderful flavor of rosemary. One of my favorites. Okay, we need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave just a second. Won't take very long. And we're gonna make our other nuts. Okay, not quite. They're a great party food, works with football games, works with holiday parties, and they're great for kids too. They've got a lot of protein and love nuts. Okay, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter, pour right over the nuts. We've got a tablespoon of olive oil right on the nuts. So quick and easy. Let's get that all mixed together. As with the pecans, you want to make sure that they're completely coated before they get our spices. Okay, got a teaspoon of salt. We're going to put that right on top. Cayenne pepper. Now this is how you like it. I like just about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And that's a nice shake. Don't want to get it too hot because I want everybody to enjoy them. All right, let's stir those around. I'm gonna put some paprika. About a tablespoon. Get it nice and mixed. And now for the thing that gives it the most flavor of all, the rosemary. I'm going to put this aside. Now, you need about 5 tablespoons of rosemary. And all you have to do is grab it by the end, pull, and get your leaves off. Love to get that end off too. Okay, I've got the rest of it already taken off of the branches, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rough chop. Want those flavors to come out. You can just smell it all over this kitchen right now. Okay, right in. Let's get every little bit. Okay, nice stir. You can see they've taken on sort of an orangish color. And that green in there is absolutely wonderful. We're going to do the same thing we did just a moment ago. Flat baking pan. Just pour them right out on the pan. Now these don't take as long as the pecans. They only take about 30 minutes. And when you start really smelling them in the kitchen, you'll know that they're ready. Don't let them go too long though, because they will burn. Okay, already we're going to put this in with our other nuts. And while I'm over here, I'm going to turn the pecans because it's about time to do that. I've got my big spatula, and all I do is give them a nice flip. And we're going to do this 3 more times before they're ready. Okay, because we want them to dry out nicely and form a lovely caramelization on the nuts. Okay, ready, and they go. And we'll check on those in just a few minutes. While we're waiting for our nuts to get done, let me show you salad on a stick. Easy appetizer, and it's something that everyone loves at a party because you get a little bit of freshness that you don't have to use a fork for. When you're ready to make the salad on a stick, these are the ingredients you'll need. I've got some wooden skewers. I have some mozzarella balls that have been marinated in Italian seasoning and olive oil. I've got some grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes. And I've got olives stuffed with garlic. I want this to taste a little bit Italian. I've got some bay leaves, and I'm going to pull a couple off right here, put them on my plate. You can put these overnight in the refrigerator, and they are wonderful the next day. All right, when you put your skewer in, make sure you move your fingers because you don't want to stab your finger. First, I put the olive, then the bay leaf, then I take the tomato, and where it's come off the vine is where I insert the stick. Then your cheese ball. Lovely way to do it. You can use other things that you like. If you want to use cucumber, a mild cheddar cheese, a tomato, that's wonderful. Okay, doesn't this look Christmassy? I'm going to make this one a little bit different. I'm going to put the tomato on last. Do it the way that you like it, whatever way you like it. Okay, we're going to keep doing these, get them all ready for our party. And while we're doing that, you can check us out at atmctv.com. You can go to our Facebook page, The Coastal Kitchen. We love to hear from you. Hope you enjoy looking at our website. Give us a comment. We'll be back in just a minute.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
The crab dip's out of the oven. Look at that golden brown crust. And what I like to do is I like to serve it with a baguette. If you'd like, you can serve it with crackers or you can toast the baguette. But I like that nice, soft feeling of the bread when I put that warm crab dip on top. Okay, let's put some more bread around here. I've got some hungry people, so cut a few more slices. And I've got another little treat for you. How easy can it get to serve fresh vegetables? Let me show you how easy. And for easy peasy, in one of our other shows, we did a buttermilk ranch dressing, and that's what I have in this bowl. Now, if you don't want to make the ranch dressing, go get the bottled kind from the store. I have snow peas and sugar snap sweet peas that have been washed and drained, and I'm going to put that right around, whoo, I get a bite, right around my dressing. And this takes about a minute and a half to assemble. And what I like to do is I like to make it look sort of like a wreath. I've got all my peas. This is great for kids because they do really love to drop it in that ranch dressing. Let's throw a couple of tomatoes on top. Put them in neat places. One more. See how wonderful that looks? And you saw how quick it was done. Okay, let's take a look now at our water chestnuts. They should be just about ready. Yep, let's turn this off. Oh, they are bubbling and they smell so good. Oops. Let's double that up. take a look. Move this over a little bit. Now you can really see what it looks like. It's gotten a lovely glaze. Let's flip this up. It's getting hot in the kitchen. A lovely glaze, and the smell is wonderful. You want to let this rest about 10 minutes before you serve it because it's very hot to the taste. But, you know, that crab dip looks wonderful, so I'm going to try that. It's had just a minute or two to set. Let's see what this tastes like. Ooh, steam's still rising. Kind of thing I like to eat at a party. Holiday treats, no matter what your holiday is, it's always nice to have things that are very easy, simple, and delicious. See you next time on the Coastal Kitchen. From the whole crew of the Coastal Kitchen, we'd like to say Happy Holidays and have a wonderful and prosperous and safe New Year. And from my family to yours, Merry Christmas! What we're going to do is take some mayonnaise. We're going to put it in our bowl. Michaela, will you get a hold of the buttermilk for me right there? And what I'd like you to do, Jared, is you whisk it while she pours in, okay? Hold the bowl. There you go. Whisk, whisk, whisk. There we go. Keep right on whisking. You're doing it just right. Okay, this dressing needs to stay in the refrigerator for about an hour after you make it to incorporate all the flavors. I'm going to whisk just a little bit faster, okay? And we're going to put in some garlic. Yum. Yeah, let's get all that garlic in there. And we're going to put in some fresh cut up parsley. And here's the tiny one. Jared, since you're so good at this, why don't you just take that onion and do that for me, okay? Just grate it a little bit. Yep, my left-hander. We're gonna whisk away. And as soon as we get this done, we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup. And we're going to come back, and you know what we're going to make? We're going to make some green eggs and ham sandwiches. Okay, that's good. Got about half of a tablespoon. Let's get just a little bit more in there. Okay, got some onion. And we're ready to whisk one more time. We're going to cover this up, put it in the refrigerator, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Is this good? Smell.
Oh
Smell.
Gosh. It smells like ranch.
Ooh, it smells just like ranch.
This is ATMC TV Channel 3. We bring you the best of Brunswick.
Is 6:30 too early for a Get Fit workout? Are your weeknights too hectic to catch West Brunswick football? Find yourself missing all your favorite ATMC TV shows? Well, now you don't have to. ATMC TV is airing all their latest shows on demand. Stop, pause, fast forward, or rewind. Watch your shows on your time. Tune to Channel 1 to see shows like Get Fit, Tea Time, Community Spotlight, and more. Stay connected to beautiful Brunswick County with ATMC TV on demand. Brought to you free by ATMC.